Today we're testing 5 different grips. We've got undersize, standard, mid-size, jumbo, and the full-on Bryson, the Jumbo Max XL, to try and tackle one of the hardest questions when it comes to equipment: what grip size is correct for you? So Tom's doing all the hitting today. All these grips are going to be going on the same club. We're going to be hitting them all on GC Quad and taking you guys through all of his results, which were unexpected and fascinating. So make sure you stay tuned to the end of the video where we show you what grip size was best for him. Despite his hand dimensions, it worked out the best for him. So hopefully you guys can pick up some great tips, tricks, and ideas from this video to help narrow down the best grip size for you. Okay, starting off with undersize. This is just a tall velvet 360 undersize. How does the size feel in the fingers, in the hands?
Yeah, it's interesting. I definitely notice it quite a lot on the right hand. I definitely feel like I'm sitting it way more in my fingers.
Yep.
And almost like the right hand wants to wrap over a little bit more.
Yep.
So yeah, I feel like the right hand will sit more on top. Left hand, to be honest, fingers touching my sort of
almost
of my hand. Just, it looks like a reasonably well-sized grip, doesn't it?
Yeah, it doesn't look too bad at all, actually, on the left hand. Yeah, so if standing from back here, it looks like an okay fit. All right, well, let's hit a few. So club specs quickly. We've got the G440 LST 9 degree with the stock Alta CB50 stiff, just playing standard length. Obviously undersized grip. So let's give it a rip. That is intriguing, mate. How's it feeling swing-wise in terms of, do you feel the grip's having an actual effect on that, or do you feel like it's just your swing?
It's an interesting one. I feel like my right hand is more involved.
Okay.
Which is a strange thing to say because I didn't feel that so much in the warm-up. But now I've sort of mentioned about it sitting more in my fingers and that right hand being a bit more wrapped over, I feel like my right hand is getting a bit more involved,
It's very consistent.
It does feel like it just wants to go a little bit more left, Interesting.
Very consistent.
And it is just face, isn't it? Like path isn't excessively over.
Strike's good, path a little bit, but the actual dispersion there is very consistent, or right down the left side. You got, out of all those 4 shots, first one was probably the best at 14 yards left, and then 23 left, 34 left, 45 left, 33 left. So definitely left. Good.
Yeah, that felt like a nice swing, to be fair.
Good, really good solid carry there, mate.
I do like this combo. This driver's lovely.
So yeah, slightly better strike there, not in that high toe. If anything, maybe slightly low heel, 12.5 launch, 2.2 backspin. Good efficiency for you, that 1.44. That's good. Yeah, 286 down the left side of fairway.
I would say that grip is definitely, it feels like I could more easily turn it over.
Yeah.
I know that's kind of like the bias that a lot of people are coming into it with because they hear that stuff, but I genuinely do feel like as I'm releasing it, it's just, I'm trying to fight almost to hold the face off, to be honest. Now I've seen a few go left. Oh, that feels so good.
Bit toey again?
Yeah, a little bit toey, but that is forward.
But you live in sort of central to slight toe side, and dispersion definitely more down the left side. I mean, you started to get a bit better in the last few. The first few we did turn over a bit more, but definitely left. So it will certainly be interesting to see as we go through how that does change, moving from grip size to grip size. So averaging 26 yards left to target at the moment with that particular club.
And those who've seen me on the channel hitting driver before, like if anything, I have a tendency to maybe have the face a little bit more open.
You do.
Generally.
Yes.
So this is almost a bit unusual for me to see so many turning over.
It is, yeah, 100%. So initially I said to you we would work through the grips, but I don't want to do that. I want you to jump right up to the Jumbo Max XL now, and then work back down through Jumbo to standard.
Cool.
Yeah. So that would be, I think jumping from one extreme to the other is going to be the biggest way straight off the bat to see, okay, there's a very prevalent pattern there.
Yes, there is, yeah.
If we jump straight into the full-on Bryson grip, the Jumbo Max XL, how much different is it actually going to be? I'm really intrigued to see the results.
I mean, that's wild.
Yeah.
How different that feels. I mean, obviously my left hand now like definitely not touching the heel pad, like
You're not even close.
not even close. But that right hand, immediately I've put it on and I've gone more under.
Yep.
So it's stronger, so to speak.
Yep.
Because I can't get that in my fingers.
Yeah.
So I'm having to use my palm.
Yeah.
To get around the club.
It's like so much surface area. You couldn't even get your hand on top if you wanted, because you just wouldn't have anything to hold underneath. Your fingers are too like short.
Oh, jeez, Louise. Strike is right out the middle as well.
Is it?
Yeah.
Class.
That's so weird.
It'd be interesting to see again how you react, if you can react, because again, it's the same pattern, really good strike. First one straight out the gate, 0.5, face just 4 open.
Yeah, that is actually really funny. I'm actually quite amazed by that result.
And again, it'll be very different depending on the person, right? And what your natural habits of how you hold the club are and how you release the club and your actual hand size.
I wear a small glove, so I've got small hands, yeah.
Yeah, it's just very interesting to see maybe what is that sweet spot, right? I mean, the undersize is going left. This is clearly going miles right. What is that sweet spot?
Yeah, I just can't get it over.
Cannot release it. Yeah, strike's really good. Like you say, it's just we're now the polar opposite pattern. Just cannot square the face because the grip's way too big. That's better, mate.
I really tried to roll that.
So as much as you're trying super hard,
really hard,
you even then you're still living. I mean, it's fairway, which is great, but it's right side. So 6 yards right. It's a much better shot. Yeah, just trying to
that's what it felt like. Yeah. And even then, like you said, it's not even gone left, has it, really?
It just goes to show that, if you really do want to try and mitigate the left side, playing as big as maybe you could handle, like that's too extreme for you, right? But as big as you could handle, it probably will help to a degree. There we go.
That was actually quite a nice swing.
Figured it out a little bit now.
Well, I think this is the thing sometimes with and I'm not saying I'm the best player in the world, but reasonably good players who are aware of how to hit different shots are going to adjust eventually, right? You give me enough goes of hitting it over there, I'm not going to want to hit it over there anymore.
This is where obviously fitting can be quite difficult, right? I mean, it's easier generally with better players because, like you say, within the first few shots, you get an idea of what's going on.
Yeah.
Right? And whether
100%.
it naturally fits their swing and their delivery, but with mid and high handicaps, it's harder because they could just have a few bad swings, right?
Yes,
because they're less consistent.
Yeah,
but you're right. Given enough swings, you will figure it out. So like you say, with the undersize, you almost had to react not to go left. With this, you really have to react not to go right.
That's true, because I was reacting to the undersize towards the end as well. I said to you, I was trying to almost feel like I hold it off more.
It's the same pattern, right? Isn't it? The first 3 or 4 with the undersize went way left, and then you started to react. The first 3 or 4 with this went way right, and then you started to react. So there's an obvious pattern there. Yeah, so the dispersion there, we can see generally a lot more right biased. I mean, the 2 that did go left, you were really trying to hook. Effectively, to really try and get it to not go right, but generally speaking, much more down the right side. You can see that on average, we were 28 yards left with the undersize and 19 yards right with this. And that's even with leaving those couple of shots in, which obviously will have a dramatic effect on launch and spin as well. We know leaving the face open adds loft through impact. So we can see there, the undersize, we averaged 13 launch, 1800 backspin, 256 carry. And with the Jumbo Max XL, launch goes up to 15.5, spin at 3000, and we drop about 10 yards of carry. And up the top right there, we can see the big difference in dispersion. So now jumping back to standard size, so normal Tour Velvet standard size grip. How does that feel?
Yeah, it feels a lot more comfortable now just going back into it from the Jumbo Max. So right hand definitely back in the fingers again.
Yeah.
Which is where I quite like to feel it.
Yeah.
Again, left hand's pretty good fit for my hand.
Yeah.
So yeah, feels nice, feels fine.
And I think that, I would always say grip size, the number one thing would be comfort in your hand, getting the right size to feel your hand. But you can almost use it to this sort of degree as well in terms of manipulating where your grip's going to sit. If you want it a bit weaker, having a little bit of a smaller right hand is going to make it much easier to weaken that right hand, or naturally going to a much bigger grip is probably going to strengthen that right hand. So you can actually use that to your advantage as well. I mean, it does look like a better size in your hand. I mean, we were saying with the undersize, your fingers were just touching. There's probably a slight gap there. Just a tiny one.
Tiny one, yeah.
So again, it's a much better size. So we knew the Jumbo Max would be ridiculous, but that's looks a better fit in the hand.
Yeah, it's more that right hand for me. That's what has been the most, I would say, the most noticeable is that right hand just wants to sit so much more in the fingers and over, which just gives you that more leverage, I think, to just release the club.
Yeah. It's definitely not as left as the Undersize.
No.
But it's definitely a straight to left bias pattern still, isn't it?
I feel like if I'm going to miss with this, it's going to be a left miss.
It's not dramatically changing anything else in your delivery. It's literally just face at impact. So yeah, again, a straight to slightly left dispersion pattern, if anything. Not as far left as where we were with the Undersize, but definitely, as you said, your miss was going to be left, if anything. On average, we were 16 yards left of target with that, compared to 28 yards left with the Undersize and 20 yards right with the Jumbo. So some definite patterns there. And from a club delivery aspect, face 0.7 closed on average. Whereas it was 2.5 open with the Jumbo and 1.4 closed with the Undersize. So again, in between the two, which is exactly what we'd expect, really. Nothing else dramatically changing from your delivery, just face angle. So yes, straight to left side, much more left biased than the Jumbo.
Yeah, and it's exactly how it's feeling.
Should we go normal Jumbo?
So normal Jumbo, yeah.
Golf Pride, Tour Velvet Jumbo. Cool. So normal Jumbo, so Tour Velvet Jumbo. How does that feel?
Yeah, again, it's interesting because I mentioned to you earlier, I don't really feel like it's a huge difference in the left hand. There's a bit more of a gap there now, but it doesn't feel uncomfortable.
Yeah.
The right hand, I do now feel a bit almost like the Jumbo Max, like I can't quite get my thumb where I want to.
Yeah.
So I feel like it's less in the fingers and more kind of, there's more palm involved.
But this, like, theoretically, you would say it is a little bit too big for your hand size, right? But it's not crazy out of the realms like the Jumbo Max XL was. Like, you could potentially play this if you really wanted to, if you really felt it felt okay in the hand and it kind of gave us the results that we wanted to see. It's not out of the realms of possibility. So I still feel if you make a good swing with this, you'll probably still see a good shot, right?
Yes, yeah, it's just how the right hand sits. It just isn't quite as comfortable now. I'm really noticing it going from grip to grip.
Certainly from a face perspective, nowhere near as hard to control as the Jumbo Max XL, is it? Arguably, this direction has been the best. Just strike-wise, it's actually been the worst.
Isn't it funny when you make a good move, you get a good strike?
Yeah, it's funny that, isn't
it? Yeah.
But that's the thing. We're, like, again, in club fitting, we're just trying to give you the ability to do it as consistently as possible by getting all the components to be comfortable for you.
Yes.
But yeah, it's really good, that, isn't it? 14 launch, 2-4 spin, really nice centered strike, good delivery, 280 down the middle of the fairway. Kind of seems similar to the standard in terms of it's going fairly straight, but like the miss with this, if anything, maybe wants to leak a little bit, and the miss with the standard wanted to turn over a little bit. So it's like both straight with slightly different biases.
I completely agree. That's exactly how it feels. Definitely feels like hasn't got as much of a bias. If anything, slightly feels like it wants to be a little bit to the right, but it doesn't feel hugely biased left or right. I feel like a lot of these misses are just by swing.
Yeah. Just that tiny elements of your swing differing. How would you say it feels compared to the standard in terms of comfort in the hand?
Definitely feels a little bit less comfortable, if I'm
Okay.
honest. It feels a little bit too big.
Okay.
In both the right hand and, to be honest, the left hand.
I mean, it's certainly been on average the best delivery, as we can sort of see there in that page. It's definitely the most sort of neutral bias.
Yes.
Right? So we actually averaged 7 yards left with this. And again, there was one big left earlier, which was just a crap swing, in fairness, which you nearly missed the ball.
And that, I think that was a reaction to, like, I basically hit a right and then I maybe overcompensated. That 47 left is a big left.
Yeah, I mean, if you took that one out, we're down to 4 yards left of target. But interestingly, the ball speed is definitely down because you've just been struggling for strike.
That's interesting.
So that's the lowest ball speed that we've seen so far. All the others were fairly similar because you were striking it quite well. But in and around 148, that jumped to that dropped to 146 just because you were struggling to strike it. But actually, on average, the carries are not a million miles away, are they?
No.
Longest was the undersize so far at 256. And then obviously the shortest is going to be the jumbo max because you were basically hitting a flop shot with the face 9 degrees open on every shot. So we lost a few yards. And then this one obviously sitting a little bit more in the middle with more of a straight dispersion pattern.
Yeah.
And we're really interested to see what the midsize does now. Could be the answer to all your worries, mate. Right, so midsize. So normal midsize, just a tall velvet midsize grip. How's that feel?
Yeah, it feels good. It feels a little bit more comfortable in the left hand.
Yeah.
Just feel like that jumbo was actually, where it was quite a firm grip as well, I was really noticing that gap on that left hand and almost some slipping on that left hand, whereas that feels a little bit more comfortable. Again, right hand now feels like I can get it a little bit more in the fingers again.
Yeah.
Get that kind of thumb over.
Yeah.
Which might almost look a little bit weak to some people, but I feel like I can release the club better when I've got that in my fingers.
Oh, hello.
And it's definitely mid-size, isn't it?
I mean, delivery, almost 0-0. Just a little bit of that draw spin coming from the high toe. Yeah, that you would take every day of the week, mate. That's a complete miss hit, but absolutely down the middle. Yeah, lovely. Face control had been unbelievable so far. 0.6, 0.4, 0.5, 0.4. Like, unbelievably consistent. And again, first 4 down the fairway. Sometimes the theory does work out, and it's seeming that we thought midsize should be in between, and it is.
It's kind of all fallen into line, which not all these tests do, because you're dealing with a human.
A little hard on the face, isn't it? But just ability to control face. Like the size of this is matching up with your release pattern and your swing pattern, isn't it?
It definitely feels like it. You know, earlier as well, we were saying, like, you know, I hit a couple of high rights, then I felt like I had to hook it. Then I was hitting a couple of lefts with the undersize, and I felt like I had to hold it off. I'm not doing anything to control face now. I'm just swinging. And if anything, I'm just trying to swing down the line of the target, and it's arriving. Again, that's another 0. That's a 0-0 face. They've all been under 1 degree.
Yes. Yeah. Exactly that.
You know,
like we say, it's about getting the components that allow you to feel like you can swing naturally, and it just delivers how you want it to deliver.
I didn't feel like that was my best swing, and that's still under 1 degree on the face. That's wild.
For that, like, again, those 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 shots all down the fairway. I mean, before this, I don't think we had 3 in a row in the fairway. Now 6. It's pretty impressive, that.
And it's funny how we've gone either side of it and then suddenly honed in on it.
Like I said, I did this test and the results were a bit inconclusive for me personally, but for you, there is an obvious pattern there, and that pattern actually is what the theory would tell you.
Yes, it is.
This isn't going to work this way for everyone. We'll put that out there as a caveat. It won't work this way for everyone, but for certain people, you're living proof that we can really see undersized left, really big right, and it's kind of reined in to the midsize being the straightest for you.
Kind of timed everything up there. It's a good one. Maybe a good one to finish on.
Yeah, and I mean, there was, 2 missed fairways in that entire set, which were only just creeping into the right rough?
Yeah.
Like, just?
Yeah.
I mean, by far and away the best dispersion, like comfortably by a million miles. So it averaged 2 yards left of target there, which I know obviously we took one shot out of the jumbo. We averaged 4 yards left, but look at the standard deviation with the jumbo, 17.5 compared to 13.3. Again, I know that doesn't sound a lot, but it is quite a lot, you know, because we were 18 right and 26 left, and then 20 right and 19 right, and then 19 left, and then 26 left. You know, it was definitely more offline with the jumbo, whereas this has definitely been just more in the fairway. Like I say, a couple just creeping into the right rough. But, I mean, was it 8 out of 10 fairways?
I mean, I'd take that all day long.
I mean, as you were probably getting a bit more tired, you can see the last 2 grips were the 2 that we hit highest in the face. Probably was a little bit more of a fatigue thing. So I think if we came back and did this again tomorrow, strike would probably be a little bit better. And you would probably get that ball speed back up again. But that is absolutely irrelevant, I would say, in my perspective, because the left to right dispersion and just how straight that grip was, you would be, by like all day long, you'd be saying yes, like even if the strike was slightly worse, because actually on average the carry, I mean, it was 5 yards back of the undersize. So 5 yards shorter than the longest, but bearing in mind the undersize was way further left, which goes longer. Actually, if the undersize had been straighter, probably would have all been similar anyway. So the distance is there. It's actually really not that much in it anyway. Just ball speed based on strike. But yeah, remarkably, the midsize and the jumbo definitely on average the straightest, but the midsize, clear winner on dispersion.
It's cool, isn't it? And again, like for me, dispersion is so important for me with driver.
Yep.
You know, I just want to hit more fairways.
Yes.
Like I'm not someone who massively struggles with distance for the courses I play. So just give me more fairways. And that is just quite an eye-opening test, really. It's cool. It's really cool.
And again, it's interesting because, I mean, to be fair, I did this test a while ago with irons. I've never actually done it with driver to this extent. But for me, with irons, I didn't really find there was that much in it. So I feel there's going to be so many variables depending on the player, their grip, their hand size. But it's certainly an interesting test to do. And if you can do it, I definitely would advise to give it a go.
Cool test, mate. Yeah, enjoyed that.
Yeah, it's good. Let us know what you thought of that in the comments below.
Yeah.
Please subscribe. Creeping our way towards 50,000 and not enough people are subscribing. So yeah, talking to you. Get down, subscribe. As always, thank you for watching, supporting the channel. Stay tuned. Loads more come in, and we'll see you in the next one.